So this is Victor at thisstorymercedes.com, and this is the second video for Frank in California, and this is our C280 non-ASR throttle body. And in first video I showed the coil issue, that the coil was bad, and actually I did not fix the original coil. I put in a replacement one that I also repaired just to make sure. The problem with the original coil is, as you can see, it actually split already. So this thing, as you can see, there was lots of like a heat damage, I would say. And then you have cracks. Because to remove this coil is such a big job, I'd rather have another coil rebuilt and installed. As you can see, trying to catch the zoom over here. There's a crack over here. There's another crack right over here. So anyway, since I already had to grind it down, weld it and all that stuff, this throttle body was one of these tough ones because I spent all day just on the coil. Okay, so that was just something else. That's like ridiculous. It never spent this much time, but I couldn't realign it, so I had to do so much work just to make it so it lines up over here, and it's very difficult. I mean, you gotta weld it all around, and it's not fun. Right now the throttle is being energized, and it's been energized for about 2 days now, and it's pretty hot. And I actually did let the glue and everything to set on the coil before I energized it. As you can see, the temperature here, the hottest points, 112, 111. So these are the hottest points. Obviously it's aluminum, so obviously it dissipates heat, so therefore it just works as one large radiator over here. Wires were completely demolished. There was nothing left, just insulation was just cracked all over the place. It's just nothing was left from it. Once you touch it, it became dust. Right now, as you can see, the case is open. Obviously I'm going to close it, but as you can see, I tried to move the gear and the motor brings it up to its default position. Now computer can only see the reading from potentiometer, so this way this has to be lined up extremely precisely, otherwise you're going to have a difference in readings. In terms of readings, so those are our readings: 4.37, 4.41. These are average readings that I see on non-ASR unit. When I open the throttle fully, we have only bottom potentiometer change its value, because that's the one that sits on the shaft here. As you can see, when I'm moving the linkage, you see this potentiometer changes. Okay, so the other one I'll show you in a second, just so you see that it does change. To do so, I'm going to bring this into limp mode, and it's very simple. I'll just pull the gear out. As you can see, the motor tries to activate. As you can see, the throttle to bring it to the idle position. I can do it by moving the plate, just so I can bring it to exact idle speed that computer needs to see. Once it sees these values over there, the motor is not going to turn, it's not going to adjust, it's just gonna be steady. See, just like right now, and we have proper readings. Motor isn't turning, but again, we need to make sure the plate is at the right angle. Well, anyway, so let me show you the readings of the second potentiometer. For that, I have to move the throttle gear. As you can see, the one reading above the R2 potentiometer is changing, so obviously we do have working potentiometer. Right now this unit went into limp mode, and obviously nothing is happening, because you do not want to have gear removed when you have working unit. But I can do whatever I want. There goes reactivation. As you can see, communication is cut, it's been reestablished. So unit itself at this point is properly working unit. What's left here is just to lubricate gears, clean them up, put the case back on, and work on the connector. So everything is adjusted, so no more to adjust. Micro switch clicks fine. The idle speed switch, as you can see, there is gap. You can clearly hear that little clicking from the switch, which is important as well, so this works good. To fix that is really not a big job. This unit is not as easy as ASR units. I would work on ASR units all day long, you know, but these non-ASR units are quite tough. So, and this is all. This is basically all. That's all we got here, and I'll put up that first part of the video, and the second part will follow. And this is all. This is Victor at RestoreYourMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.